Alright, as you can see here, we got an issue over the weekend. We had a transport band that walked to the left side, started shredding the band. See all the shreds right here? Right now I'm getting the belt back over to the center, and then I'm going to, or at least center it up a little better on the roller, and then I'm going to go ahead and trim this side off. You can see it's got a loose piece that keeps running around. I don't want that loose piece to snag onto my pin deflector boards, which would cause it to rip and shred more. I'm just trying to salvage what I can out of this belt. So first I'm gonna get it centered up. Looks like it timed out, must have a jam on top. But I'm gonna get it centered up, and then I'll get you situated and I'll show you how I trim that belt back to fresh again. Alright, so I had just started to center up the transport band. I came over to look at the opposite side to see the issue. And I don't know if you can tell it here, but this deflector board has got pinned against the wall on the inside, and the deflector board was actually what pushed the transport band over. Hopefully once I pop that free, maybe everything will go back to where it's supposed to be. I'm going to pause it and I'm going to try and get this thing centered back up properly. Alright, so the pressure of that transport band really tweaked out this pin deflector board, so I had to break free. I went ahead and broke free the two side locking nuts here, securing bolts, and I had to break free these three nuts across here, these nylon lock nuts. Used a 5mm Allen wrench on the inside, used a 13 on the outside here, so this is all free. I'm going to position this just to where I can get the panel to be flat across the transport band, and then I'm going to secure these two here first, just a temporary secure. Then I'll go ahead and lock these down to where they should be at to hold it straight across the bottom. Once that's secured on these three, on these three are secured, then I will loosen these two again. I'll raise the level up of where I need to be to have my space across the bottom, and then I'll secure these two on the side back down again. I may slightly tip the outer edge up a little, just because that's where whenever it hits, it's going to have the most flexibility out there when I secure this down. Alright, so those are just temporary. Go ahead and shove something under the outside to give me that little bit of lift that I want. Now I'm going to tighten these three back down. Got the 5mm Allen wrench on the inside. Now that those are secure, pull this back out. Now I'm going to raise these back up. I'm going to loosen these two 13s right here, and I'm going to lift the whole system up in the air, give myself the gap off the transport band that I need. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and start it back up. That transport band's probably going to walk across pretty quick. I'm going to pause it for a moment just so I get that situated. Alright, I know it's probably going to get a little noisy here. I got some open bowlers all around me right now. But I just want to show you that I've got this shredded part right here. This is what I want to try and trim this belt up to make it clean again. Yes, I have got a lot of excess room over here compared to what the belt size usually is, but I wanted to give it over that way as far as I can to the right. Gives me room to trim this. Once I get this trimmed off, I will recenter up the belt properly. Alright, so next thing I'm going to do to trim the belt, I'm going to take a sharp new razor blade, and I'm going to use this spring here kind of, or this bracket as a fulcrum point to hold my hand against. Watch getting your hand near the spring as the machine bounces and rotates. It'll probably pinch your finger in that spring. So I'm going to put it right here, and I'm going to bring it up from the bottom. So the belt's going to rotate underneath. The belt's going this way. I'm going to put this blade at the bottom, and I'm going to trim. I'm going to use light pressure because it can't be cut in one rotation. And I'm just going to let it walk on around until this piece slices off. Once it slices off and separates from the belt, I'm going to go ahead and shut the machine off and try and pull the whole strip out. I'm going to go ahead and pause you. I'm going to get up and start it up, and I'll turn you back on whenever I get ready to do this. Alright, so the machine started its rotation. I'm just going to line up my razor blade gently and try and keep a consistent score line. I believe I'm almost through all of it. Alright, it's separated now. I can tell it's separated, so I'm going to go ahead and shut the machine off. You can see that daylight through there. So you know that this is a whole separate strip on that lane. I'm going to pause it. Come down here and we're going to extract that piece. Alright, I shut the machine off. Now basically I've just got a free strip here off of the transport band. You can go ahead and take your razor knife, cut it. Alright. And now I'm just going to work on getting my T-band centered back up so it performs properly, and that's just how you trim and repair the T-band so you can get some more use out of it.